So these 10 problems reflect the level of difficulty for the final on Thursday or Friday. So period 1 and 5, your final's on Thursday. Periods 2 and 4, your final is on Friday. So I'm gonna just do a couple of these together. There are 10 questions. I'll probably do like 6 or 7 of them. I wanna start off with number 2. So number 2 just means x divided by 10 equals -2. So the inverse of dividing by 10 would be multiplying by 10. So if I just rewrite the problem, instead of dividing by 10, I'm going to multiply by 10 to both sides. What happens is these guys cancel out. -2 times 10 is -20. And that's your final answer. I want to take a look at number 3. Because number 3 involves fractions and we don't want to just freak out when we see fractions. So I'm going to draw a line down the middle. We want to get x by itself. So what you would normally do, you will do the inverse. So you'll add 2/5 to both sides. Those 2/5 cancel out and you're left with x equals 8/5 plus 2/5. Now to add fractions, if you remember, the denominator stays the same. 8 plus 2 is 10. Check to simplify. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So x equals 2 is your final answer. Okay. I want to do number 5. So with number 5, I'm going to go ahead and draw a line down the middle. I can't combine any like terms there, so I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite that 7x minus 20. And then remember, when you have a number outside the parentheses, you need to distribute. So -6 times 3x is -18x. Be careful with your signs here. -6 times -5. Negative times negative is always positive. I'm going to put all the x's to one side and all the normal numbers to the other side. So I'll start off with the x's. I want to move this -18x to the other side, and this is its like term. So because it's -18x, I want to do the inverse, which is +18x. And those guys there cancel out. 7x plus 18x is 25x minus 20. And then I still have that 30 right there. I'm going to add 20 to both sides. I have 25x, 30 plus 20 is 50. Oops, I ran out of room. I'm going to go ahead and divide by 25. 50 divided by 25 is 2. So x equals 2. Number 6 looks like there's a lot going on, but go ahead and just break it down. Start off with distributing. So just like the previous example, we're going to go ahead and multiply 4 times 3n, which is 12n. 4 times 7 is 28. Be careful of this guy. This is a -8. -8 times n is -8n. -8 times -3 is positive, because a negative times a negative is +24, equals 64. Now there's a lot going on right here, so I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms. I have 12n minus 8n, which is 4n. And then I also have 28 plus 24, which is 52. equals 64. Now I have a normal two-step equation. The inverse, subtract 52 to both sides. 4n, 64 minus 52 is 12. Divide by 4 to both sides. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So n equals 3. So those are all the solving equations ones. Down here, we're looking at inequalities. So remember, inequalities have the arrows greater than or equal to, greater than, less than or equal to. That's when you know they're inequalities. I did include a little note here. Remember to flip the inequality when dividing by a negative number. So that only happens again when you're dividing by a negative number. So we'll do a couple of these. We'll start off with number 7. So like normal, draw a line down the middle. We're going to subtract 10 on both sides. I have negative 3r is greater than or equal to 36. Divided by negative 3. Remember, we're dividing by a negative. So then instead of greater than or equal to, it flips to less than or equal to. 36 divided by negative 3 is negative 12. So don't forget, with inequalities, don't forget to carry down that inequality symbol. Let's do number 9. Draw a line down the middle. 6 stays the same. We're going to go ahead and distribute. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 3 times n is 3n. So even though the variable's on the right-hand side, the procedure is the exact same. We want to get n by itself, so we're going to take the inverse of negative 6, just positive 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Bring down the 3n. Divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And we're not going to flip the sign because that 3 is positive. Now this kind of looks a little bit weird because we are so used to the variable being on the left-hand side. So you could also write it like this. N, the mouth is facing the 4. So make sure the mouth is still facing the 4. So these two mean the exact same thing. I would take either answer, but you know, we commonly see the variable on the left-hand side. The last one that I'm going to go over is number 10. Distributes negative 6n minus 36 greater than negative 84. Add 36 to both sides. Negative 6n is greater than negative, what is that, 48? Divide by negative 6. Ooh, remember, we're dividing by a negative, so this greater than symbol flips to a less than symbol. Negative divided by negative is always positive. Negative 48 divided by negative 6 is positive 8. N is less than 8 is your final answer.